Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this piano tutorial, we'll be learning the song What a Beautiful Name. And this song is originally in D major. So let's stay in this chord and let's try to learn different jazz chords and how these substitutions and passing chords get implemented within this song. So the song starts off with the D major chord. You were the word at the beginning. Right? That's how it originally starts. But something that we can do here, instead of staying stagnant in that same chord, we can implement different progressions that lead us back into that D major chord, all right? So we can do something like this. You were the word at the beginning. Something like that. That's basically a 6-7-1 progression. So what I did was start on the 1. You were the word. Then I went to a 6. But something about this chord, the 6, is that it's not voiced as a B minor chord. Instead, I'm voicing it as a G major over B. So this is one of the typical ways that I like to voice this chord. I like to use the 3rd, the 5th, the tonic, and then the 9th as well, and then the rest of the major chord. Then for the 7, instead of playing a 7 chord, I play a 5 over 7. So A major over C sharp. And then we're back on D major. All right. So the next part of the song goes, one with God the Lord Most High. It does a 4, 6, 5 progression. But let's switch it up a little bit. I guess you can call it a reharm. And what we are going to do, it sounds like this. I'll show you how to do it after I demonstrate it. So it goes. Right? It sounds a little bit different, but it's a way that we can start learning how to implement different types of chords into songs that we already know. So instead of playing a 4, 6, 5, what I do is try to play with the melody of the song. So I do this. One with God. So one with God. I start this chord on G major, but I voice it this way to keep the melody as my last note. God, the. Then for the, I go to the 6 minor 7, or B minor 7. Lord. Then this chord right here, this is one of my favorite types of voicings because of these two notes right here. They clash, which gives it that quality that I like to hear within this chord. So one with God the Lord. So that's a 2. Then I go back into a 1, but I voice the 1 like this. Most. Right here. It's a D major 7, and the way that I voice it, it's so that that 7 stands out right here by playing this F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, and then in my left hand I play a D, A, and D. And a grace note that you can do within this chord is start from the B and then landing on the C sharp. So once again, one with God the Lord Most High. Then for this chord, we usually end on the 5, right? One with God the Lord Most High on the A. But instead of landing on something like a A major over 7, which is totally fine, you can choose to do it this way. But the reason why I land on something like this, high, on a C sharp minor 7, is because I'm going to go into a 3 chord next. All right, so I'll show you what I mean. I go. All right, I go from a 7 to a 3 and then into a 6 to go into the next verse of the song. So this 7 It's basically a C sharp minor 7. Or if you want to visualize it a different way, it's a E major chord over C sharp with its octave. And then the 3 chord is a F sharp 7 flat 9, or F sharp with its minor 7 or dominant 7th. And then from here I basically form a diminished chord, or diminished 7th chord. And then we land on the 6th chord, which is B minor 7. So once again from the beginning. Alright, so this is the part where it goes, your hidden glory in creation. Right here we're doing that same thing we did in the beginning, but instead of using the 6 as a 4 over 6 like in the beginning, this time we keep it as a regular 6, so a B minor 7. So your hidden glory, then we go into a 7 chord, the same as the beginning, your hidden glory in creation. Then we're back into a D major. Then in here for the next verse, instead of repeating, that doesn't work in this case because the next chord is not going to be a 6th chord in the chorus, right? It's going back into the 1 for what a beautiful name it is. So instead we do something like this. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you are Christ. Very simple. We just do a 4 G major 7, sorry about that, G major 9, sorry about that, G major 9, then a 2 chord E minor 9, and then into a 5 sus. Alright, now we go into the chorus of the song. What a beautiful name it is. We can keep it simple here, something like this, or we can add different extensions to make it sound more jazzier. And a small disclaimer, you don't have to play it this way. This is only so that you can learn different ways to implement these type of chords. So what a beautiful name it is, what a beautiful name it is. All right, here instead of going into like a 7 chord, the name of Jesus, what we are going to do is going to a 3 chord, and again with that chord quality that we did before with that diminished chord. So what a beautiful name it is, what a beautiful name it is. This chord right here is a 3 chord, similar to the one we did before, only that I'm ending with this F sharp right here on my pinky. The name of Jesus, passing chord. It's basically the same chord, only a different inversion, same as this, only inverted right here. The name of Jesus. Right here we can implement a different type of 6 chord that you guys can use in whichever song. Instead of playing a regular B minor, you can think about it this way. We think a whole step down from B is A, so we play an A major on my right hand and a B minor on my left hand, and that easily makes a B minor 9 chord. Very easy to remember this way. Instead of thinking what's the 7th of B and the 9th and the 11th, right? Instead of just thinking like that, you can think A major, B minor. Very easy and simple. So the name of Jesus Christ. Right here we switched it up a little bit. Instead of going to a regular 5 chord, we can go into a minor 5 chord, because it's sort of a passing chord before playing the next chord, which is a 4. So the name of Jesus Christ our King. Then for this 4 chord we play a G major 9. What a beautiful name Here we go sort of gospely or churchy chord, which is a 2 minor chord, or let's call it a half diminished chord. And it's basically just a 4 minor chord over a 2. All right, that's an easier way to think about it. And you can voice it by also including this 2 note on my last finger and the same note as the bass. So, the name of Jesus Christ our King, what a beautiful name it is. Then we go into a D over A, a slash chord. Nothing compares to this. Then we go into a 5 over 7. What a beautiful name. Again, passing chord on the 3. Beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. Right here, what I did was a 7 to a 1, and then back to that G major 9th. All right. So that's that first part of the song. The next verse of the song is similar to the beginning. So again, you have the freedom to be creative with it. I'll play through it real quick and then we'll move on to the next part of the song. So, you didn't want heaven, da, da, da. Wonderful name it is, the name of Jesus. What a beautiful name it is. Da, 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 da. All right. And this last part right here, I think it repeats that same verse before going into the bridge. So it goes, what a beautiful name it is, the name of Jesus. And right here, what we can do is to turn it back around and repeat this same verse. We basically do a 7-3-6. So, what a beautiful name it is, the name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is, the name of Jesus. All right. Now it goes into the part that goes, death could not hold you. So here I switch it up a little bit. Instead of playing death could not hold you, the veil tore before you, you silenced the boast of sin and grave. Here what we can do is something like this. Death could not hold you, G major 9, and this is similar to what I played in my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can go ahead and do that. I post different types of covers, and someone had commented on a previous video and they wanted a breakdown of what I did in that video. So this is the part in that video. So death could not hold you, the veil tore before you. Here I go from a 4 to a 3, and for the 3 I'm playing an altered chord. I can either play like this or something like this. An altered chord is basically when you play a chord and either flat or sharp the 5 as well as the 9. Alright, so death could not hold you, the veil tore before you, you silenced the boast. Then I go into a 6, which is a B minor 9 of sin. Then I go into a 2, again using that voicing that I used before for the 2. You can either do this, something like this. You can be creative with it. Silence the boast of sin and grave. Then I slow it down, as in, instead of using a a chord with many extensions, I come back into those regular chords. So I go into a 7 chord, which is basically a 5/7. The heavens are roaring, the praise of your glory. Again, for you are raised to life again. And we have the option of switching it up again in this second verse, which repeats the same chords. I think in the video that I did on Instagram, I did something like you have no rival, you have no equal, now and forever God you reign. Then I used this chord, which is basically a D with the minor 7th, the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th. So this chord right here, which is basically notes separated by fourths. B is the 4th of F sharp, E is the 4th of B. I don't know the exact term for that type of chord. If you know it, you can leave it in the comments below. But I basically play this over a D with the minor 7th. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the glory, yours is the name above all name. All right, so once again, I'll repeat that without any speaking so that you can get a clearer picture. Then it goes back into the verse. What a powerful name it is. Here we play again different extensions for the same chord, or different voicings for the same chord. Back into D major. This time I choose to include a 13th or the 6th, and it's voiced this way. All right. So what a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name 3, 6, 5, 4. Here for the 5, I switched it up once again. Instead of playing a regular 5 or a 3/5, I chose to play like a D dominant over 5. Then we're back on the 4. What a powerful name it is. Nothing can stand against. Here I did a 2 to a 7. What a powerful name. Back to that 3. It is the name of Jesus. Da, 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 da. That 5 chord, again, once you get the hang of learning different extensions to the same chord, you can switch it up as many times you want. Here, instead of doing that minor 7 or minor 9th, I just do a major 9th, and it works out because of the melody. This is the melody in that song. It goes, so I chose the chord and fit it to the melody, or I chose the harmony and fit it to the melody. The name, you see, so that chord fits in there, of Jesus. Alright, so what I'm going to do now that we went through the whole song is basically improvise through the whole song. That way you get a better idea, and if something comes up, you can pause the video, slow it down, and learn those other chords. Alright.